Molweni, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Yolanda, Rachel Sihlali. Namhlanje sifuna ukuthi happy Father's Day firstly to the present fathers and the active men in their kids' lives and in the women's lives. Sanhalalisela guys, Molweni, happy Father's Day. I hope niphethwe kahle avunikhoyo. So I'm talking about my fatherlessness, and I thought, why not today? Because maybe bakhona abanye abantu who do not do Father's Day, who Father's Day triggers things in them that makes them remember what happened to where the person is or whatever. We also woke up to sad news. Wow. Another more sad news that this girl was raped and killed by a 17-year-old, a Philippine. So there's also that apparently this boy that raped her, from utatake, apparently utatake we what's this in politics. So Dadaki has gotten away with a lot of rapes, and this kid now, this 17-year-old boy, is getting away with a lot of rape cases because his father knows people. So RIP to her. And it's sad that we have fathers like that and that do those things, and some fathers are raping their own kids. So a day of celebrating men, sometimes it's hard to grasp to celebrate a man when men are doing so many things to women that it's not fair to be celebrated. But at the same time, what about those who are actually doing something? What about those who are actually active as fathers? Anyway, I'm getting carried away talking about my father. So my father left me when I was 6 months old. All that I'm gonna say here is probably like stories from my mom, family members, his family members, and my gatherings, like things that I find out as I grow. So I don't have any experience of the man myself. Never met him, never saw him, because I can't say the 6-month-old me has met him. I don't remember that. So the guy left when I was 6 months old, and funny thing is, this way of life, guys, someone teach me please, because wow. Anyway, so apparently when I was very young, or maybe even before I was born, him and my mom were engaged to be married, and everything was going great. My brother is 10 years older than me, so he came into the picture knowing that my mom has a child that is not me. Like, that's not his, obviously, because they met at corner, brother Wam. And then he still went ahead and engaged her. I was probably she was pregnant with me or whatever at that time. Like, I don't know the timeline of it, but he went ahead, by engaged. He was going through the lobola negotiations about him taking my mom as umfazi wakhe, and he went through the works. And then pity, the guy is fix it in post. So pity, the guy has a new watch. I get it. Imali has been spent because they were doing all these things. So my mom, I guess, was not really expecting him to be spending money on watches and things like that. He got a new watch. Ngale mali actually wajikise ring yomtshato for bafumane watch for babe ne watch. Ayibuza mama yabo. Uthatha imali ring. I mean uthatha imali watch. Oh, you have a nice watch or whatever she said for him to say that because that's how she found out bana ujikise ring yomtshato. So he started doing weird things. That was, I guess, him departing. Because there's another time where I was, apparently he came over. Was singabasecuka. Uguy wasemthatha. So umama ebetakile emthatha. No guy etakile egcuka xa evisitele umama. Asabawela just chips, guys. So this weekend he was in Butterworth, and then he had visited mom in Butterworth. Apparently mom was out of the room, and he was left alone in the room with me. So what he did is, you know, in Xhosa culture, if you can look at someone's palm of their hands to determine if you're related to them. Like they look at the lines to see if umntanakho or what. So apparently uguy wajongisana sam. Before he does this. So he's checking the palm of my hands, and umama stands there and looks at him. He can't see because he's not facing the door. He was, I guess, paying attention to what he's doing. So he, what's John? I was born by because for whatever reason. And then he tried to kill me by dropping me. Imagine now, I was less than 6 months because he left at 6 months, so that's not when he left. He umdak bambing. But one bama like watching his and he drops. Imagine dropping a baby like that, like lifting them up and then dropping them. So obviously you're gonna cause some damage. No, I learn on this low sometimes because second I wish I can talk. Kidding, I'm kidding. So yeah, he tried that. That pissed my mom off because mom was standing there looking at him to see about she didn't see this one coming. So by the time he drops me, he had not realized that there's someone, and it happened so fast that she couldn't have stopped it on time. So they argued, whatever, he left, whatever happened there, but that's not when he disappeared. There was even a time where mom went to his place. Now understanding that so you travel a distance to get there. So mom had left with me from Butterworth, and apparently I hadn't eaten in a while. So when I got to Mthatha, I was very grumpy. When I got to his house, I was very grumpy. I was just crying all the time. So Umama is busy having a conversation with this other lady, mind you, this lady is I don't know if it's correct to say but one of the traditional things that she was doing. Umama, I figure, okay, if you got your bullies, okay, fine. And then this lady, as I was crying, this lady also was caregiving a child that is young as me. So she then, when I kept crying and crying, she hasn't eaten in a while because we've been traveling from Butterworth. Actually, no, don't worry, I will make her something when I make this one because I was about to. So I think it was mashed potato. It was mash. I ends again. Then when she gives it to mom to feed me, apparently I cried and I kept crying and crying and crying that I couldn't take what I was being given. So I begged Kaleni, and then she fed me something else. And then she ate what she was gonna feed me. And then from that day she got sick to the point where when she went to doctors and all these people, they couldn't find what was wrong with her until she went to a traditional healer, and then the traditional healer told her that she ate a poison that was meant to kill me, but because she's older it didn't kill her. So that lady that day, again, the traditional healer will tell you the details of what happened. So the details of what happened were what happened that day when I didn't take in the mash, because I guess spiritually that time I was in line. Yeah, so lucky me, I got saved. But uyabona lo mama ngumuntu connected nalo notata. So zinto ezidibanise naye ezi. Then the next thing you know, he just disappeared out of our lives. Yeah, fast forward to, I was probably doing my matric. I was probably like 17, 18 that time. And then my mom decided, okay, it's time for me to take you to your family or to your dad's family so that we can figure out how you can meet him, whatever. So she takes me there, and then I meet his aunt, his mom, but his aunt and his grandma, and then abachana bakhe. So basically my father's side of the family, I met those people, his sisters, and then abachana bakhe and his grandkids. Not grandkids because he doesn't have any other kids beyond me. Apparently he never had another child again. So I get here. So they tell me what happened. Pofu, apparently he didn't just ghost my mom, he ghosted his whole family. They tell me what happened according to what they knew. And these are the stories that some of them are the stories that I've already told. One that my mama once said this is into, and then how he sold his ring and just disappeared. Yeah. He's disappeared on his entire family as well, and he's lost his mind, or part of him. Like, he's partially lost his mind in the sense that he's there but he's not there. Sometimes he's fully aware of what's happening and then go to pity. He married my mom's friend at some point, and he was losing it with him. Who called this one time again? Apparently he's okay now, like in his adult years, he's okay. Because this one time I got his number. I managed to get his number. Didn't WhatsApp him. He rich guy, unemali, unento zakhe. So uyaqasha noqasha, yabona une-company zakhe, and there are times where he's hiring people. So I'm of age, I can find a job. So I played as if I'm looking for a job. I got his number from somebody. I didn't tell him who I am yet. And then what did I say? I gave him a wrong name. And then he was like, ndifuna ID number yakho ne check criminal record. And I was like, okay, awkward. I just gave him my full name and my ID number. And then from there he was like, don't talk to me again. Delete my number. And then I think he blocked me or whatever. Trash, right? Then his family tries to trick him into seeing me. And then so they're like, listen, where are you? Come to Delft right now. We'll send someone to pick you up. He's here. That was very tempting. because I'll get to see him, I'll get to talk to him. But then I also had to think about it because now he's being tricked into seeing me. It didn't sit well with me to have to trick someone to see me, to agreeing to see me. Some sort of blind date with your dad, imagine. So I thought about it and I decided not to go because I shouldn't want this alone. I don't think it's my portion to want it alone. And you know what? I've learned to know my place, and I've learned to stay where I'm wanted, and not push for it. And doesn't like situations doesn't hold conducive for my mental health. Yeah, well, let me leave it there for now. Yeah, that is Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to everyone else who deserves to hear those words. Except for the sperm donors that just donate sperm and walk away. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Again, I'm Yolanda Rachel Siklani. I think on another video I'll show pictures. How about that? I'll show pictures and full names of this guy so that if you know him, yeah, be sure to subscribe
and hit the notification button.
Bell. Bye.
Like this video if you like it.
Stop it.